how to actually give birth in your power. Giving birth in your power, okay? So this is for the mothers right now, the mothers to be in the world, who want an undisturbed birth, one who wants to choose how they want to deliver the baby, okay? And most importantly, how they feel within them, in their heart and in their soul. They know that there's a calling. Specifically, this is how I need to birth the baby. This is how I want to birth the baby. And usually that's a calling from the soul of the child that's coming through. And so I'm going to show you, not even just show you, I'm going to share, okay? I'm going to share how you actually give birth in your power, okay? So this is going to be very deep. This is going to be a very deep topic, but at the same time, it's very simple, okay? It's very simple. And so I'm going to start with sharing pretty much how I experienced this to be. This is my experience. This is my experience. I'm sharing through experience. And yeah, so giving birth in your power, for me, what helped me in my experience is knowing the foundation. Okay, what's the foundation? The truth, okay, that anchored in my belief. So if your beliefs, what you believe in, okay, that is what's going to determine what creates around you, pretty much, what manifests around you. And this is also a journey as well. So for you to have a very peaceful, undisturbed birth, you must have this peace living within you. Okay, you must believe, and you must believe in yourself. You must feel safe within yourself, within your womb area, all that. Okay, so that's actually very important. But the foundation, like I said, the truth, right? The belief, the believing, that's actually where the power lies. The power, the root system, first and foremost, is God. Okay, God, the creator of creation, the creator of our bodies, the creator of the womb. Okay. You know, a lot of people say the womb is the creator of life, but what actually created the womb, though? Okay, God is the creator of creation, and we are creation. Okay, we are nature. And so that is the foundation that's going to anchor you in feeling and trusting, okay, and surrendering to the design of nature, okay, to the design of God. Yes, I have my baby here, because, you know, I don't want him fussing and stuff in the back, so he's going to be with me. Anyways, knowing that all is connected and your source of power comes from God, okay? God is in control of all life. And so there lies the divine plan of all life, of all creation, including your birth, okay? Including the birth of your child, including your child's life, okay? So what is destined for your child and how your child's going to be coming in. So the initiation is that calling within you, in your heart space, in your soul. You know there's a feeling inside of you. This is how I want to birth, okay? So that's the initiation right there. So that foundation, though, knowing this truth, okay? So knowing this truth, okay? Knowing that truth will now require you to, that's more of the intuition, right? The intuition, the feeling inside, in the heart, in the soul. And so now that you know that that's a feeling, and you don't want to avoid or neglect or reject that feeling, because honestly, when you do that, you sometimes often end up resentful. You often end up with not a feeling of deep peace. And so as a pregnant mama, as a mama, you want to feel at peace and at ease. And if you like desire an undisturbed birth, you need to listen to that, okay? Because that is that is how it's supposed to happen, okay? You don't have to follow what other people are doing, okay? And especially if you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can handle this birth, and that you're designed by God to do this, and you're created to do this, go ahead and go forward with that initiation, okay? So now this is going to require you to create boundaries in protecting your birth and embodying this knowing, okay? So now I'm going to jump right into my experience and how I did this. So I had this feeling, this intuition, and I believed so much in the design of nature and God, and surrendering to this truth. And this allowed me to truly just cultivate with God through my pregnancy, this incubation. I every single day I did my research. I read a book, this book called, I wish I took it out right now to kind of show you, but it's a lot right now. Let me stop. So throughout pregnancy, it's I cultivated with the presence of God every single day. Every day I prayed. I envisioned how I wanted my birth. I knew that my family members were worried about how I wanted to birth, and so I truly just went in deeply within me, and I met God. Okay, I met God not in fear and not in worry, but in trust, in surrendering, in the presence of God and nature and all things divine, all things immaculate, okay? In nature, how nature is just designed so perfectly, okay? You cannot make it up. I met that presence, okay? And I asked God, if my child is meant to be birthed within my little apartment, please, I ask, no interference of family knocking at the door, no interference. Please, may this birth be at night, okay? Be at night. May the labor be easy, may the labor not be, more than a day. There's some labors that are very long like that, especially as a first-time mama. Please, Lord, and I'm asking all my specifications, you know what I'm trying to say? And I also said, if it's not at night, I'm asking these specifications, for example, but I'm also surrendering to what is meant to happen, okay? So I even had behind my, how can I say? I even had a surrendering to, what, if I have to go to the hospital, I have to go. You know what I'm saying? I even had that as as part of my surrendering process. So I surrendered to all of it. I didn't stay rigid, if that makes sense. I just felt peace, and I was like, okay, every day envisioning, feeling that I am able, I'm able, and I deserve this peaceful, undisturbed birth, and I trust in my body, I trust in my baby. And every day, I felt and I cultivated this sense of feeling of peace, meeting God. And as the weeks got closer to my birth, as to the 40th week, I felt peace. And so I also kind of said within me, and to God, I said, and it's kind of difficult to explain your cultivation, or should I say a relationship with the presence of God. I mean, it's really difficult to explain with words, but this is real. And for those who've experienced this, you will understand. So I asked God, if I feel peace, that is confirmation that everything's going to be okay. Okay? So the 40th week came, my due date came, and it's funny, my partner wanted it to thunderstorm so bad. He wanted it to thunderstorm when the baby came, and I was like, that'd be crazy if it did. And so the due date was the 22nd of March. That was the specific due date that the ultrasound said. And mind you, I only had one visit to the prenatal care, which was my ultrasound. Didn't go back. So that was the due date, was the 22nd of March. On the 22nd came, a thunderstorm came too. It was a thunderstorm, okay? And we were like, but I knew it was confirmation. God, the presence of God is with us, okay? The baby did not come on the 22nd, but the first mucus plug, the sign of the mucus plug did that night. So that was the first sign of labor. Labor is coming. Labor is around the corner. So we had a couple signs that day. One, the thunderstorm. God is here. God is with us, okay? God ain't leaving us, okay? God is here. And that brought me the most joy, was knowing that my partner, he wanted a thunderstorm, okay? And that came on that day of the due date, and I knew the presence of God was here, okay? So it was a big one too. Anyways, mucus plug that night, okay? The next day, that's when I woke up with contractions, okay? And they were Braxton Hicks contractions. Throughout the night, throughout the night I had Braxton Hicks, okay? They were very far apart, a couple hours apart. Then I woke up the following morning, which was a Saturday morning, and I had closer contractions. Woke up with contractions throughout the entire day of Saturday. The contractions began to become closer and closer and closer. By the night hit, okay, when the night hit, like around 7 or 8, that's when I started to have active labor. And as I was in the midst of it, I realized at midnight, this baby's coming. The baby's coming tonight, okay, in the middle of the night, because the contractions were like back to back to back, okay? And he came at 4 in the morning, okay? He came at 4 in the morning. So my labor was not very long. It was about five hours. And so yeah. The birth was perfect. Nobody came. None of my family members came to knock at the door and to, instill fear or worry or anything. And he came at night, exactly how I desired it to happen. You see how that unfolds? And I allowed it to unfold. I allowed it within me. This is a feeling, okay? This is something you cultivate. You just surrender to the divine plan of God, okay? So that is to say, this is all kind of just as I explain my experience, and this is what happened, okay? I gave birth to him. It was just me and the father of my child, okay? My partner, my love. And, he assisted me in some shape or form, but I trusted his presence more than anybody, okay? I trusted the father of my child's presence more than anyone. So But this is very possible to be alone, completely alone, with this full trust and surrenderance, because that's what was actually the whole experience is within. Okay, so birth is statistically proven that it is 80 to 90% mental, 20% physical. So this cultivation is quite literally embodiment. This is embodiment. This is not allowing your mind to be swayed by fear and worry and anxiety, because that's not embodiment. That's following the head. That's listening to the head, okay? And the head is not embodied. It is not in the body. It's in the head. You're thinking constantly. You're not feeling, okay? You're not feeling the spirit, okay? And so you're not feeling the heart and soul. That's essentially what I'm saying. And so being conscious, okay? Being conscious of the thoughts and the fact that the body follows the mind. The body follows the mind. Being conscious is simply returning back to God, okay? Because we are in God, whether you think you're not or you are, okay? We are created. We are creation of God, okay? So the real world is in God. That's conscious, okay? We are awake in God. And so fear is an illusion. And if you're not believing in the design of creation of God, you're in fear. And there's that's gonna put you in panic mode, in flight or fight or whatever it is. You're literally not trusting in your body, okay? You're trusting in something external of you, which is programming, which is people that don't even know what your body's saying, what your intuition is saying. They're not listening to your intuition. They're listening to a book, okay? A book that they learned in school. And so I'm sorry to say it, but it's very true. And they're not taught to listen to the intuition of a woman in birth, okay? They're not. So, that's your power. That is your power. So when you constantly call on God's presence to be with you, okay, that is when everything becomes conscious and turns into what people call a sacred space, okay? And we're sacred. In general, we are sacred, okay? In life is sacred, okay? And so being conscious of life, being conscious of your life, being conscious of your body, of your thoughts, of your feelings, we are then guided by God. Do you understand? So the spirit of life, of birth, is literally being channeled through you. We are conduits of creation. We're conduits. Women are conduits of birth, okay? That's amazing. That's that's the spirit of life channeling through you. How can you not trust in that alone, okay? So it's very much a physical experience, but when I tell you, in my experience, it wasn't dense, okay? Very little to no pain. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I wanted it to not be painful. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that desire is in us, but there's also a knowing, okay, it's gonna be intense regardless. You know, and I knew that. I knew it was gonna be intense, and if it was to be painful, I'm gonna tough it out because I'm designed to do this, and I trust in my body again. So, and on top of that, our pain tolerance, anatomically and how can I say that word? in our biology, our pain tolerance is low anyways. So, you know, we were created to do all of this. Or should I say our pain tolerance is high? One of those. You know what I mean. So I very much felt the spirit through labor. It was a deep meditation. Very physical, but very, very spiritual. Okay. And most of the time I was breathing in between contractions, and I say this in multiple of my previous videos. I was breathing in between contractions. As soon as I felt a contraction come up, I breathed while contracting and releasing as the contraction kind of like went away. Consistently kept that pattern, did not let go for 5 to 6 hours straight. Okay, was doing that. That's what eased the tension, the automatic what can I say, the automatic impulse to tense up when you feel pain. That helped me ease that, because I that's what prevented pretty much being in pain. And that's what allowed my body to truly open easefully and very quickly. So yes, breathing is definitely entrusting my body, and I felt, I'm telling you, I felt the spirit knock at the door and enter and literally said, let me help you with, like, literally just breathe, I'll do the rest. It's like everything was doing it for me. Everything, it was doing all the work. The pushing, my body, my womb pushed. Everything was doing what it had to do, and all I had to do was breathe and trust. And what was coming within my thoughts was, I was literally saying, thank you, come on in, thank you, hello, beautiful. I was literally just saying these, like, I just felt so grateful and like in gratitude and in reverence of this spirit, of the spirit of life coming through me, and I'm birthing life, thank you. And I'm welcoming the contraction. It just felt like it was spirit. The Holy Spirit, I can't describe it enough. So yes, so this energy is not logical, it's not analytical, you cannot measure it up, and it's intuition. So that's the simple way to put it. And honestly, I feel like if I continue to speak on this, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But it's amazing, and I enjoy talking about this because this is what happened to me, and I don't want to not share this experience, because I really truly feel mothers to be in the world, or who are already mothers and didn't have the best birth, can, because of this wisdom that is true. And so intuition may be quiet, okay, may be more quiet than the external noise and the external voices that we hear and all of that. But when I tell you, in an undisturbed birth, intuition is loud. loud. So yes. And so I'm gonna end it with you do not need to be a master, a spiritual master. You don't have to be somebody that knows how can I say, all the techniques. The root and the foundation of it, again, I'm gonna go back to this, is your beliefs in your heart, your beliefs within you, okay? And do you believe you're safe in your body? Do you believe in God? Do you believe the creator of nature, okay? Do you believe? That is the number one thing that will shift the feeling within the body. If you believe you're safe, if you believe in the presence of God, in the immaculate design of nature, okay? And I want you to like close your eyes and literally just envision animals birthing in nature, okay? Envision all of us, envision the fact that you're creating your baby in your womb, okay? And your baby's forming in your womb, and envision your child within your, and like just the perfection, and just feeling and cultivating this presence, this feeling, okay? This divine feeling within you, this joy, this love, this peace, okay? That's God, okay? And communicate with this feeling, communicate and open your heart to this, okay? And that's the first steps, okay? So that's the first steps of truly cultivating this presence of trust and surrender in the creator of creation, God Almighty. The presence of God, calling the Holy Spirit to be with you every day and to guide you in what you can do throughout your pregnancy to be more at ease, okay? And to really loosen the tension in the womb. Stretching, that's another thing I did a lot. Stretched every single day, I made sure. And opening the pelvis and breathing and asking God to be with you, and releasing all that is not the voice of God. Okay, so that's how you actually birth in your power. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Mwah.